Hey everybody, welcome back to Coding Out Loud. I'm JT, and today on the stream we're going to try and figure out how to get our site, StubSquad, as installable as a PWA or a progressive web app. And so the idea is that while it's just me as a developer right now, I don't have the knowledge or time to maintain an Android app and an iOS app and the website as well. And so from day one, we basically created StubSquad as a mobile friendly site. And so what I'd like to do is basically use that ability and create a progressive web app. And what that is basically just like a simple web view that shows up as an icon on the person's mobile device that kind of looks and feels like a an app, but it really is just a shortcut to a website. And so we're basically just going to go ahead and use this PWABuilder. It's kind of like an open source free service just to see like how much work we have to do to make this happen. And so basically we're just going to start off here. I'm going to go https StubSquad.com and just start. And let's just, basically this is just going to tell us like what we have to do to make it packageable and stuff. So, well, this is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So StubSquad looks good. Extending your app into the title bar, display override. So display override is similar to the display member, but allows you to select a fallback order. Well, that's actually kind of awesome. This might be a very simple stream here today. So if we go package for stores, and let's just generate a package for iOS. Download package. And if we go to our downloads, curious what's in here. So next steps. Okay, so before you can start the submission process, you need to build the Swift project that will load your PWA. Okay, so we will still need to create a native Swift app with a web view that allows you to load your PWA within a native iOS application. Okay, so this is actually creating an actual app. Okay. Building your app, blah, 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 run this command, pod install, okay, and open the XK, blah, blah, blah. This file you'll need to, interesting. Okay, so now I've never done a mobile app before, so I don't know what all is involved with this. This is all new for me. So next portion of getting your PWA, may take some time. Sign into your Apple developer account, we don't have that. Create a bundle ID, create a CSR. Okay, so that's going to be a bit intense. Probably not going to do that on this stream. What else do we have for? Okay, so that's the iOS one. Let's see. Package for stores, generate package. Okay, we can close that alert there. Short name, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. Just give it a minute to download there. Still going, still going. Well, while that downloads, I'm just going to take a look at what we have as far as issues here. So skip forward button, I'm still waiting for a reply back on that one. Make landing page less scrollable. Okay, so if we go to bun run dev, I'm gonna make this bigger. Let's log out. Okay, so the idea is that this should not be, like the text here should not be so big, like there shouldn't be so much scrolling required. It's not super obvious that there is more down here. Curious why this font is incorrect. Is it, or is it incorrect? Computed font family Satoshi. Okay, so it is okay. So we upgraded this onto Satoshi as well. Although I didn't. Yeah, it should be a little more. Let's take a look at the network tab. It's only including Figtree, so that's definitely not correct. Oh, it's getting more in here. Okay, so what else do we got in this stack? Oh, no, it is only getting Figtree. Okay, well, let's go take a look at that. So we'll go to here, and let's go to the landing page.blade. Yeah. So now if we refresh, yeah, that's better. That's the right font. Okay, so that's better. So we can commit that, adding Satoshi font stack to landing page layout. Okay, so that's going to go live momentarily here. Okay, so the next thing is, I'm curious. So I'd created this background thing a long time ago, just kind of as a placeholder, and I'm interested to see what it looks like if we don't have that now, because at the time there wasn't really anything there. Okay, so it actually doesn't look as bad. I think, how do we want to do this? So this is doing BG that. So if we go to from, okay, so let's just think here. So BG gradient to B. And then we'll say from that to, let's make it a little lighter. So what? Hash 151131. Let's try that out. Yeah. Pardon me. Actually, yeah, so this actually should go on the body so that the scrollable part still shows. Okay, so yeah, so I do like that gradient. Maybe we even go up one more. So 262242. That's a little too much. So let's go, so let's say 200525. Oh, definitely too red for sure. Oh, that's because this should be 14. There we go. Yeah, I like that. And that means we can also get rid of the Galaxy Transparent. This is no longer necessary. And it always felt a little hey, Mock. Yes, Jordan Davies is probably the best streamer in the Wrexham community. I'm definitely a distant number 2 for sure. Okay, what do we got? So that's gone. Now let's go and put this on the side and just see how this looks. Interesting. That should be shrinking as well. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm checking this out. Okay. Class text XXL. Okay, so really what we want is I want that text to shrink as this gets smaller as well. Yeah, so let's go text 2XL, small is text 3XL, medium is text 4XL, large is text 5XL, and extra large is text 6XL. So let's just see what that looks like if we, okay, so if we shrink this, why is that? So share your, oh, because that's right. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go like this. I'm also going to copy all these. So copy those and then paste that in there. Let's make this 3XL. What does that look like? Yeah. Okay, so we'll get rid of the the small 3 text XL, and we'll just duplicate these and change it to 3. Okay, so that size, okay, and then it gets bigger, that's fine. So we're gonna say, copy that and go, this is going to be text 3XL. Season with the squad. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So this is at the large breakpoint. No, it's at the extra small. Definitely going to take some playing around with here. The other thing I want to do while I'm thinking about it here is this should have P4. I don't like, yeah, there we go. It should have some padding on the right side here and the left. Okay, so what I'm working on is just styling the text here. So what I'm looking for, Amok, is so oops, this text here, the share your season with the squad. This is kind of like the most important kind of the stuff we're screaming at any new visitor. And so what we want is we want it to like scale up in nice increments in size. Like this should be a bit bigger than it was before. Like here, this text size looks good when it's when the screen, if you're thinking of like a mobile screen that's like super thin but tall. But as you're looking for devices that get wider, we want this text to get bigger to kind of take up more of the screen. And right now it's not exactly doing what I want it to do. And so I'm just trying to figure out here why this is happening. So if we say, okay, so XS is at the XS breakpoint, it's hidden. So, so it's text 3XL below XS. This is the XS breakpoint. So if we say XS, so we want this one to be 4XL. Yeah, so okay, so there we go. So now it starts off at this text size, and then if you watch that, share your season is the text is actually gonna get bigger as well. And that's what we want. So we want this to be text 4XL, and we can get rid of the medium breakpoint size stuff. Okay, so then we want it, once it gets a little bigger again, we want it to get even bigger again. Text, yeah, so why LG, so we want this to be LG, text 5XL, XL, no, we're still, share your season, so we're at this one still, so this should be 5XL. Share your season with the squad. Oof. So this is the XS and small breakpoints. This is the XS, no, below XS breakpoint. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do one that's XS, one that's small, and this is going to be text 4. Right, because this one is 3, this one should be 4, the next one should be 5. Okay, so if we go, gets bigger, okay, and then the last one should be text 6XL. This is the large breakpoint. So this should be 6. Yeah, so there we go. So as this shrinks down, it's going to get smaller and smaller. Okay, so I don't like that big gap there. Let's see. So this is going to be at the, so we got minimum, XS, small. Small breakpoint. I'm going to leave this. I'm just going to get rid of that altogether because we don't need that giant spacing now. Yeah, there we go. this one. So the what do we want here? So MT32 is definitely too much. Okay, so that should be sticking around at the right place. Good stuff. Share season with the squad. Yes. Now, why is that? Okay, so the next thing I'm thinking about is the spacing below this share your season with the squad. There's a whole bunch of empty space there that we don't want. And so what I'm curious about is, okay, so that's on the split the bill, share the thrill container. So where is that? Split the bill, share the thrill. Okay, so we're just going to keep it simple and always make it the same height. And it's still too much. Let's try 16. That's a little too, took off a little too much there. Let's try 24. In fact, what I think I'm going to do instead is put the padding on the share the season div so that it's equivalent on both the top and the bottom. So we're going to say /div here. And then we're going to say class P Y16. Let's just do 16 for now, and then we'll worry about that in a second. So what do we need? Share your seasons. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all the padding top everywhere. Okay, so now it should be equivalent no matter where we are, right? Okay, cool. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to shrink the text of the pill a little bit to coincide with the smaller size screens. So let's see. So the 20. Do we have a text size anywhere up here? Text SM. Okay, so we're gonna say text extra small, and then on the small breakpoint upgrade. Okay, so that's a bit better. And text should get bigger right there. Yep, it does. Yeah, there it goes. And this share season with the squad I think is still too small. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to change these to 4XL as well. Yes. Oh, that looks so much better. Awesome. Okay. And the other thing is, so what I don't like right now is that there's a lot of space between these two lines. So if we hover over here, there's a lot of like vertical padding between. So what we want to get rid of is that, and I don't think we have any space utilities, so we might have to do something like this. So if we go, oops, we can actually get rid of these since they're duplicate. They don't mean anything now. So text for Excel, if we say negative padding, it's going to be too much, but we'll, oh. Okay, so why is that not negative P4? Oh, should be only negative PY. Even that doesn't matter. What if we go negative margin? There we go. Okay. Share season with the squad. Yes, I don't mind the spacing when it's only 2 lines, but when it's 3 lines, it just looks odd. What if we do negative margin 3? Is that a thing? Share season with the squad. Yeah, that breathes enough for me. Okay, what else do we got to do here? So pill, that works, or the hamburger works okay. Although on the large size here, I want to shrink down the logo, I think, a bit. So that's in the public header. Okay, public header. And so application mark. So that's width, auto, height. And so we're going to say height 6. And at the small breakpoint, go height 10. Height 8. Actually, let's go height 6. At the extra small breakpoint, we'll go height 8. Okay. And it keeps getting bigger as the screen gets bigger. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. And then we will do the same thing with the hamburger menu so that it's not so freaking big. So where is that hamburger? Is that part of the header as well? It must be. Public header. Yes, it's this. Okay, so how is the being? Oh no, that's the so it's going to be even further down here. So it's going to be location mark. Oh, here we go. It's going to be this. This is going to be this SVG is going to be these two lines here. And so if we say at we want P1, the excess breakpoint, we want P2, and at the small breakpoint, we want P4. How are we for size now? Okay, no, we want P2 all the time. And if we get this bigger, yeah, and then the radius gets bigger as well, that's good. And if we shrink this down very small, we definitely want to put some padding on the right of the logo to make sure that it's never so what I'm trying to avoid is this where the circle bumps up against the logo. And so what I'm thinking is I want to put some right padding on there just to make sure that it stays a little bit away. So if we go padding right 2 on that, now if we hover over that, it should stay a little bit further away. Yeah, so it's giving it a little bit of breathing room, which is good, which is what we want. Okay, what else do we want to do here? Yeah, that scales nicely. I still think that pill is a little too big on the smallest breakpoint. So let's say scale, what, 90%, and then at the small breakpoint, we'll scale at 100. So that way it's going to get really small. Okay. Actually, we can make this at the excess breakpoint. If we do scale 80, how small does that get? Is it 85? Okay, so that's not doing anything. So 75? Yeah. And we get all this extra space though at the top, which is not great. So let's just get rid of these then. A nice bit of padding never hurt no one. You're absolutely correct, Amok. And the last thing I want to do is I want to scale these down a bit at the smaller breakpoints, just so they're not so big. So the split the bill, share the thrill, and the get your games. So we're going to put these in a div. Oops, div. And we're going to say class scale. So what are our options here? 75 yes. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to like that, but we'll try it out. Access scale 100. I think actually if I update, yeah, that's not going to work. I think in the latest update of Tailwind, there is a utility that can do any increment of scaling. So let's go, pardon me, npm install or upgrade. Wow, this isn't taking long at all. Okay, and bun upgrade. Update. Cool. Okay, so now, and I don't know if this is a yeah, so I mean, we can try scale 85 just to see if it makes a difference. I don't think it does. It actually might. Scale 85, we can go scale 85 here. No. If we take this off, yeah, nothing changed. Okay, so then we'll just have to go the old-fashioned way of saying text LG, and then at the small breakpoint, make it text XL, and where is it? Text medium, and at the small breakpoint, text large. Okay, so that's a little bit smaller, which is good. Split the bill, share the thrill, get your games. I still think that's a little big. How do we want to do this? We want to say, what if we do text SM? I think that's still going to be a bit big. Actually, that's not bad. And then if we start resizing, pardon me. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I think I like that a lot. And the only other thing that I notice is when with the login, the logo is a bit too big. So let's go fix that as well. So login dot blade. So we're going to say height 8 SM H16. Oh, this is on the register page first, so we'll have to do it on the register and there too. So we'll say H8, H16, 12. 10 a thing? It is. Okay, perfect. So I'm fine with that being that small. Okay, and then at the XS breakpoint, we will go H12. And then at the full size, then it's the full size. Okay, I like that. So we'll do this to the login page as well. Already registered, so the login page should now do the same thing as well here. Shrink that down, yep. Yeah, I like that. Responsiveness, folks. It's super fun. All right, so we can back out of here. So what else should we be doing here? The menu looks fine. This is all good. When it's wide enough, they don't stack anymore. Just thinking, should we do something like a... Yeah, I think at all of these breakpoints, I mean, it's more obvious that there's stuff below now. I think having that the galaxy photo was actually causing some visual issues because it wasn't obvious that there was more stuff below. Like the galaxy was always front and center, and the stuff was on top of it, and so it wasn't obvious that there was stuff further down because it didn't repeat. So yeah, I'm glad we got rid of that, and I think it actually makes it a little better. The last thing I'm going to do here is just get rid of some of this extra space here between how it works, because that definitely does not need to be that much space. That is a lot of space there. Okay, so if we go back to our landing page, because now we have this padding set on the shader season stuff. And so now if we say margin, I definitely don't think we need margin, that much margin top. In fact, we can probably just get rid of it. Okay, we'll need a little bit. Let's say margin top of 16, just always 16. How does that look? 24. Oh. Margin top of 24. And then margin bottom of 8. Okay, so actually, so this should be 16. This should be 12. Right? Because, yeah, so how it works should be closer to this. And then sign up today should be its own little thing. Okay. The sign up today button is that. Okay. So how does this look on the smaller breakpoints now? Yeah, I like that a lot. What kind of game are you playing, Amok? Okay. Ranked games, get your tickets. Yeah, I'm really liking how this flows now. I still think like there should be something that kind of makes this section here kind of different, like maybe inverting it so that it's like a lighter background. You know what? Let's play with that. It's easy enough to play. Let's just try something. So if we say, let's close off that div and create a div. Okay, so that's fine. We can fix that in a second. So we're going to say, and we don't need the background blend anymore. I don't think. No, we don't. Okay, so let's grab this. Actually, if we shrink what's in here. Yes, okay, so let's go div class equals, and we'll just duplicate that so it's the same, back to where it was. Okay, and so now if we say bg white, it's gonna look horrible, I know, but that's okay. Just a simple map game with dialogue overlay, suzerain. Never heard of it. Is it like, and I'm not a gamer, like I don't know anything about games, but is it kind of like, my friend used to play, oh, what is it called? I think RuneScape or something like that. Is it something like that? Like where you kind of click around, that kind of thing? Say BG purple 200. 300. 400. Oh, actually, you know what? 500 might actually be the money. What if we just make that for the button? Oh, cool. Interesting. Okay, so let's make these 600. Okay, and actually if we just, so what I'm thinking is if we move this text up to kind of be more underneath the share your season with the squad, this actually looks good. We can get rid of this extra spacing. You need a new PC? Yeah, me too. I've had this laptop for a few years now. I love it, but it's since the latest Mac OS update, every time, so right now I have it plugged into a docking station, and it's got this weird bug where, and now the docking station is really old. I've had the docking station for like 6 or 7 years now. But anyways, when I unplug the laptop from the docking station, the laptop will continue to work fine for a while until I close it. Then I open it, the laptop will resume normally, and within about 1 to 2 minutes, it will lock up and reboot every single time. And so and it only happens after I've unplugged from the docking station and then close the laptop and reopen it. And I've submitted a ton of like crash reports to Apple, and they haven't fixed it yet. It's super annoying. And so I don't know what the deal is. It's obviously something I've done because I haven't read anyone else having the same issue, but I don't know what the problem is. And so yeah, so it's been kind of frustrating, but oh well. I get the feeling I understand. Yeah, exactly. It is the weirdest shit. I don't understand what could possibly cause that specific set of actions to cause the PC to lock, or the laptop to lock up, but it happens without fail every single time. Like after I finish this stream and let's say I take my laptop upstairs to watch TV or whatever, it will happen 100%. Okay, so if I say, let's go like this. Okay, so I want to move this text up. And so let's say PT16, okay. And then if I do MT16, what if we do 32? What does that give us? Share your season with the squad. Split the... Okay, so let's go back to, let's say 24. Your potato is just the potato. Amazing. Split the bill, share the thrill. I like that this is separate, and then we can get rid of this spacing, and then this really implies that there's more stuff below. I still think there should be more stuff in this section, but for right now, it at least kind of breaks it up into sections, which I really like. And then we can say, so let's put this as 16. So that way, this spacing here is the same as this spacing here, which is good. Gives it more consistency. And then what does it look like at smaller breakpoints? Oh, I really like that. I still think there needs to be some kind of graphic behind here, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to put another galaxy or anything here. Get your games, sign up today. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, so that's the other thing is, so right now, this should actually, and I don't think it is, I'm going to test in a sec. The text should have like this gradient. And so I'm just going to change this like to gray 300. I'm just going to make this like 600 or 700 to make it like super obvious if it's actually there. Okay, so it is actually there. It's just not showing nicely. So what if we make it to gray 500? Okay, so how about, okay, and again, just playing around with stuff here. I think this is like the best way to design, is just kind of play around with stuff. Okay, so if we go hover from white, hover to BG, oh no, to gray 300. Now if we duplicate that and we post those in. Okay, so actually if we go, how do we need to do this? So we have to be group. Oh yeah, so group, that needs to be grouped. These hover states will need to be group hover. And then we'll also have to add the group to these. Okay, so now, oh, and I didn't do a transition, so we are going to need to do that as well. Group hover from white, so duplicate all these and say transition, oops, transition, so it's not so jarring. Does the group need to be, group hover, does transition, sorry, tail and CSS, group hover transition. Styling based on parent state. So do we have to do group hover transition or something? Differentiating nested groups. Transition. Okay, so that's interesting. Tailwind, CSS, group hover transition. You need to add group to the parent div. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so the transition should be on the item with the group hover. And it is, transition is on the element with the group hover. Yeah, why is that? Is it just one size or is it all of them? Yeah, it's all of them. And just to confirm, if we say transition duration 1000, share your should take a very long time. Yeah, so it's definitely not being applied. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I don't think I don't like the transition or the hover if it's not transitioned. It's too jarring, I think, without it being smoother. Yeah, without it being a smoother transition from like the darker to the lighter. Like if you see that, like as I hover over that, it kind of slowly fades into the lighter color, whereas this one was just the group hover wasn't applying the transition property properly, and so yeah, so I'm not sure why that is, but I think for now I'm going to leave it. I still want to get some kind of graphic at some point to have behind here, whether it's like a hockey stick or a football or soccer ball or something, or baseball or baseball bat or something. I don't know. Something to kind of give them a little more visual interest. But for right now, I'm okay with how it looks. So I think that is good like that. And so I think we can go to our issues and we can say this is done. Actually, let's just commit that and close it with the commit. So 103. So let's say making landing page more obviously scrollable. Closes number 103. That's the right one, right? Make landing page less scrollable, number 103. Yep. Okay, so that can go live. Okay, so what else do we got? Move create season content up some. Okay, so this was just a visual thing that we were working that I wanted to do for. So I'll close that and log in. And so this box is a little closer to the bottom. It's not quite centered. And so, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but in reality, I would like it to be a little bit closer to the middle. And so I'm going to put that at 100% so it's a little more obvious. So this is, the problem is when we're doing it in the middle, it can only find the middle of the container that it's in, and it can't do the full screen unless we do like an overlay or something, and then that gets really ugly because then it doesn't have any idea when to scroll. Let's think about this. Because really what we would like is this section to really take up the entire screen, and then it could always find the middle. Okay, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you hanging out for a while. It was awesome. Okay, so let's see. If we just pick a team, we'll just do like Calgary for now. Yeah. Yeah, that's back to being the wrong height. So what we could do is we could say if we know how high this section is, we can take half of this height and add it to this as a negative margin. Actually, we could just set, how do we want to do, okay, so let's think about this. So let's go take a look at the create a season, create season blade. Okay, so this right here, oops, this right here is the, what do we want to call this? Like the progress bar. So this is like this area, this progress. So like first you start with pick your team, then choose your draft order, set a deadline, whatever. So what we need to do is if we set a height on this field or this div of, let's say 16. We'll just do 16 to start off with. It's probably going to be more. Okay, yeah. So it needs to be, let's try 32. Yes. Okay. So now if we say, so half of 32 is 16. So if we do negative margin top 16, does that put it in the center? Yes, it does. Beautiful. Because now what we've got, oh, right, but we need, so what if we do, and inside here, we need, oh, that's, actually, okay, so let's go margin 32, negative margin 32. Okay, so that should be taking up the whole thing, right? Yes. And then what we want is, on this, we want padding Y 16. So what that's going to do is it's going to put padding of 16 on the top and the bottom. So it's still going to push everything to the center, but it's not going to allow anything to overwrite this section here. So if we go choose a draft order, okay, PX, no, PY 32, choose a draft order. Right, okay, so if we go like this, and then we also say negative margin Y, oh, but then that's putting that down there. Ugh. This is such an ugly solution. Oh, that's just putting it back to where it was. So we need margin on the top, on there. And that's still incorrect. So we need margin, nope, PT 16, no, it's going to be 32. Oh, that's even worse. Because this will now be in the right spot. Okay, well then, if we don't do this here, okay, so it's still in the wrong spot, so still too far down. Negative margin 32. And now we can just say on the big ones, so how bad does it get when the screen is super small? Let's put this down here. Yeah. So we need a minimum margin. So margin top. Yeah, because that solves the overlapping problem, but it doesn't solve the stuff being in the middle problem. Because it just puts it back to where it was. Okay, so what if we no, that's not going to work either. What if we set this to fixed? No, that's not going to solve the problem. What if we fixed here? Choose a draft order. Choose a draft order. Okay, so now, because what we want is margin top on this. So margin top 32. Okay, so what, okay, again, let's go flex. Okay, well, let's say absolute. No, oops. Absolute here. Now, this shouldn't matter. This other margin shouldn't matter. MT32. Okay, and if we go choose a draft order. What if we do, no, minus 32, padding top 32? No, because that's going to push this one back down. So we can have either in the middle, or we can have this one aligned. Well, that's annoying. Pick your team. Yeah, that's still too low. I mean, the alternative, and this is super ugly, but if we just put a conditional padding on just this one, I think for now we're just going to do that. So we're going to find this same conditional if selected team. So we're going to say here, if selected team, PT 32, and if. Okay, so now it's in the middle. Choose a draft order. What the heck? Page status. Oh. That's the if that we want. Some of you watching may have noticed that already. That's okay. Okay, so now pick your team is in the middle. Choose your draft order. It gets pushed down by 32. Set a deadline and invite the squatter in the middle. That is an ugly, ugly hack, but I think for now I'm okay with it. All right, good enough for now. Close that. So that's number 96. So better centering, create season content, closes. What was that? 96. Okay, and I think the rest of this is kind of more bigger stuff. So I think for today I'm gonna call it. I'm getting hungry again, which seems to be kind of a classic reason to end these streams. But yeah, so I think we got some good stuff done today. So we let's sort this by recently updated. So made the landing page less scrollable. I think it looks a lot better the way we've done it. We've moved this created content up some, which is good. And I think we made some good progress here today as kind of an ad hoc stream. I had fun. Thanks you guys for joining on zero notice. I'm going to try and stream more often, definitely every Sunday night, but when I can find an hour or two here and there, I'm going to keep doing that as well. So if you can, subscribe on Twitch to get notifications of when I'm going live. Otherwise, I'll see you on YouTube. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. Later.